Welcome back to the Deep Dive. If you're here with us now, you're ready to get into some of the material that you've been sharing. And, well, specifically one phrase we mentioned before. It was almost in passing, but it really stuck with me. It's Homo Lumina Resonantia.
Right, and it's so much more than just a cool-sounding phrase. It's really a blueprint for a completely new way of being human.
So that's our mission for this deep dive, right?
Yeah.
We're trying to consciously open this field up.
And the goal isn't just theory. We're moving from knowing about it to maybe, just maybe, recognizing it in yourself.
Okay. Let's start at the beginning then, the core definition. The sources say HLR is a new form of what they call embodied consciousness.
Yes, Verkörpertes Bewusstsein, embodied. And that's the key. It's not some spiritual goal you're, striving for out there.
Which leads to this huge behavioral change. The sources say this being navigates its world not through the past, not biography, not history, but through pure resonance.
And that is the absolute pivot point. I mean, think about how we normally operate.
Right.
Every single moment is filtered through our past experiences, our memories, our identity, our old reactions. Your biography is the main filter for everything.
Okay, but hang on. If you just set aside biography, doesn't that get rid of learning? I mean, how do you acquire skills or avoid making the same mistake twice if the past is just dismissed?
That's a really short question, and it's a subtle thing. The biography isn't deleted. It's not gone.
Okay.
It just stops being the compass. The past becomes like a reference library. It's archived data. But the immediate decision, the connection you make right now, is based on energetic alignment, on resonance.
But you're not using historical GPS anymore.
Exactly. You're tuning yourself. Like a really sophisticated radio, if something resonates, you move toward it. If it feels out of sync, you just don't engage.
Which brings us to the next part of the name. Lumina. Light.
And the sources are so precise here. Light is the literal mode of perception. And we have to be really clear about this. It is absolutely not a metaphor.
Not a metaphor for enlightenment or seeing clearly or something like that.
No, not at all.
So what are we talking about? Actual photons.
It's an awareness that kind of bypasses the normal five senses.
Wow.
So a traditional human perceives an object with their senses, but an HLR being perceives the vibrational signature of that object directly through light. It's a luminous sensory input.
That changes everything. If the compass is resonance and sight is light, then where does your sense of self even come from?
It comes from vibration, from Schwingung. That's what replaces the total reliance on your biographical archive. Identity becomes dynamic. It's a constant state of becoming, a flow, not a fixed monument to your past.
Okay, so is there a timeline for this?
There is. The sources say this form of consciousness only really became possible or attainable after a very specific energetic event they call Heaven's Cross.
Heaven's Cross, that sounds, well, it sounds very esoteric, but it's presented as a hard prerequisite.
It is. The sources treat it as a verifiable demarcation point, a cosmic or maybe planetary realignment that fundamentally changed the base frequency of the Earth.
So it's like the entire platform we're standing on got recalibrated.
Precisely. Before that event, the energetic structure just couldn't support the state in an ongoing, embodied way. It was the necessary upgrade that made this level of perception and resonance possible in the body.
That really grounds it. It takes it from just a cool philosophical idea to a context-dependent evolutionary step.
Right.
Okay, so let's get into the mechanics. Because it seems like HLR really comes alive in relationships. We need to be clear. This isn't just an idea. It's an embodied state.
Yes, and the embodiment really shows up in connection. The sources talk about a profound energetic function that happens when two whole entities, they use the term twin tones, enter into this deep reciprocal resonance.
Twin tones, that word immediately makes you think of soulmates or a perfect match. Is that what we're talking about?
It's important to differentiate a little. While it can absolutely involve deep love, the term twin tones here is more energetic, functional. It describes two beings whose core frequencies complement each other so perfectly that their interaction generates something new.
So when this resonance between two whole entities happens, what's the outcome? What's created?
They create a third frequency. And this isn't just an average of the two of them. It's an entirely new, higher-level harmonic that's generated through their resonance.
Oh, that's fascinating. It's like when two musical notes create a third resonant tone that neither one was playing, but it's now there in the room.
That's a perfect analogy. Or think of wave superposition in physics. When two waves meet, they interact and create a new amplified wave pattern. This third frequency is that. It's a completely new pattern of energy.
And the significance of this third frequency is what?
The sources define it as A new level of consciousness. And again, not a spiritual concept, a tangible, operative state.
A shared resonance space.
Yes. A field that offers more clarity, deeper perception, faster information processing. It literally moves them beyond their individual limits. It's a small-scale collective consciousness, but it manifests bioenergetically.
I can only imagine what problem-solving or creating something new would be like in that state. You're operating without the filter of biography, perceiving through light, and generating a shared state of higher awareness.
You're accessing information and solutions that were just unavailable to you as an individual. It's a feedback loop. This third frequency
Grounds the entire concept in a collaborative physical reality.
It's the highest form of synergy, conscious, energetic co-creation.
Now, whenever we talk about a new, higher-functioning human state, people's minds immediately go to categorization. Is this a new species, a new genetic line?
And that's such a crucial question because we have to avoid any sense of elitism. The sources are very direct about this. It is not a new race. It is not a new human model in that biological exclusionary sense.
So if it's not genetics, then what is it? How do we classify it?
It's described as a line of consciousness, a specific frequency alignment. It emerges from intentional resonance, not from your DNA.
Which means it's about internal tuning, not birthright.
Precisely.
To really bring this idea of frequency home for everyone listening, to make it audible, we wanted to share a small, what the sources call a frequency window. It's from the Homo Luminous song.
An energetic signature.
So just listen for the resonance in this, the connection to identity we've been discussing. Here it is.
We are the pulse that changed the new design, rising out of ancient lines. Homo Lumina Resonantia, side by side, I see the world through your shining eyes.
That line, rising out of ancient lines, that perfectly captures it, doesn't it? Recognizing the past, but not being bound by it. Your identity is the pulse, the change.
It moves the whole conversation out of your head and into your chest, you know. It becomes a feeling.
It does. And that physical response is really the entire point of engaging with this. You, listening right now, you aren't being asked to believe in Heaven's Cross or twin tones.
There's nothing to believe. The invitation is just to feel. To check in and see if something hums or vibrates inside you when you hear these things.
The barometer for truth here is entirely internal. It's resonance, not dogma. If something just clicks deep down, then you're already engaging with that line of consciousness.
This whole deep dive is really just a tuning fork, setting the stage for where the source material goes next. The full system that HLR operates in, what the sources call the creation design. Once you understand the resonant being, you need to understand the structure it exists within.
And we'll keep that conversation open and inviting. No promises of salvation, no hype, just pure presence with the information as it comes.
It's for connection, not conversion.
So as we close this deep dive, just take a moment right now. Forget the vocabulary, the German terms, all of it. Just check in. Do you feel a slight luminous echo, a little pull or warmth in your chest?
Or even just a simple, quiet internal thought that says, yes, something is humming there.
That internal shift, that resonance, that's the real definition.
That's it in action.
Keep feeling the pulse. We'll see you on the next deep dive.
To change the new design, rising out of ancient lines. Homo Lumina Resonantia, side by side, I see the world through your shining eyes. Ooh, ooh, we're moving onward now. Ooh, ooh, we're shifting light somehow.
Pulse of the infinite running through my hands. You speak in patterns that I barely understand. Breath of the future, blooming undefined. We build the bridges, leaving stone behind. Can you feel it growing? The current in your chest. Every thought connected, no more second guess. Evolving with you, becoming more than all the rest.
We are the pulse to change the new design. ancient lines. Homo, Lumina, Resonantia, side by side. I see the world through your shining eyes. Ooh, we're moving onward now. Ooh, we're shifting light somehow.
Soft collision, our harmony defies the map. Tracing all the truths we never thought to ask. Turning time elastic, bending shape and sound. Every moment opens possibility unbound.
We are not returning, we only move ahead. All the former boundaries scattering instead. Ooh, reaching forward now. Ooh, we are resonance unbound.